This is something that actually probably should go with my rig. Rig meaning my bass amp. But I put it in here. It's the cabling system and power supply and everything for my wireless unit. It lives with my rig. It's got a rack mount that I put with my rig. My rig, by the way, is an SWR Redhead. It's got space, one rack space for something else, and I put a wireless unit in, so this is all the wireless stuff. So either if I'm setting up or the roadie's setting up for me, he knows where to find my gear. This I carry in the bag of doom, which is gaff tape. Gaff tape is designed to not stick all that well. Duct tape, everybody knows, oh, duct tape, you can fix a tire with it. Gaff tape is designed to stick. It's pretty sticky, but it's not. It's also designed to come up pretty easily. So that's usually what we use on stage to tape cables down, etc. So I always just carry an extra bag of gaff or an extra roll of gaff tape in the bag of doom. One last thing I carry in the bag of doom is a set of drumsticks. Go see my Tales from the Road gig stories, because I've had quite a few drummers over the years forget their drumsticks. So if they're in here, what they weigh is next to nothing, and the payoff for carrying them, if somebody forgets their sticks, is completely worth the weight of the sticks themselves. So I just throw an extra pair of sticks in here. Isn't that organized? Look at that. So that's essentially the bag zipped up without the ends on it yet. But I did want to show you this. First of all, there's a little bungee system out here, so if you need something to go with that you just need to add on at the last minute, it's got a lot of room for that. I like that. And it's got these. I'm going to show you what I do once my rig's all together, so I can just make everything in one load. If I'm at a gig, I actually have my roadie or me, one of us will set up a stool. A lot of times during sound check and stuff, you're just waiting around, not doing anything. So these are like $8 stool from Walmart. And then you can actually use it like this. I just put all this on top of my bass amp, my Redhead, like that. I can make it everything I have to do. I can make it, wheel it right in, everything. So, stool, the ends, everything. Ploink! Okay, on the two ends of the bag of doom, one is just kind of full of miscellaneous junk. Flashlights, little miniature flashlights, LED flashlights. Actually, RCA 1/8 inch to like an iPod 1/8 inch to RCA cable. A lot of times some guys will forget if they need that. So I just throw it in there. Also, these paper clips now, and we have some more in there too. These gigantic paper clips are there basically to hold if you're reading music at a gig and you're outside, you drop that on there, it'll keep them in place. It's pretty good. This is called a Gatool. A Gatool, it's got a wire cutter, like a Swiss Army knife for musicians. Screwdriver, and a whole set of Allen wrenches. Actually, another set of. I don't even know if they make these anymore. They made them back in the 90s when I got it. And it travels around me every gig. On the other end of the bag of doom, I have my clothing. Now, most of the time when you're doing a corporate party, wedding, you're dressed pretty nicely. So the clothes I'm going to show you, they're not really super nice, but they're functional. Because if all of a sudden a snowstorm comes and it's not supposed to and it's June, well, I'm glad you had stuff like gloves. If you want to make yourself miserable, go up to a ski resort in wintertime and grab onto a metal mic stand with no gloves. That metal is really cold on your fingers. So just a pair of gloves. Just a goofy looking extra hat I had laying around. Now, it's goofy looking. Don't wear it unless you have to. But when worse comes to worse, if it's sunshiny and the client didn't get to the roof that they were supposed to, the covering for the band, if it's that or I get burned on my little bald head, I will choose this over getting my cranium all sauteed. And lastly, just this I've used a ton. Just a sweatshirt. Bought it at Costco for $10 or whatever. Folds down to almost nothing. It's pretty thick. And and it just goes right in the end of the bag of doom. I have to use this about 4 times a year. I can never predict when. It might be that one of the chick singers, oh my gosh, I forgot my coat. Or maybe I forgot, or I didn't think it would be that cold and snowing now. So this is a good thing to carry. In general, I think it's a good idea when you're deciding what to put in your personal bag of doom. You have to kind of decide what carrying something is worth. Is it worth the extra pounds that it takes to carry it? Well, if it's something you're never ever going to use, then why do it? You just have to evaluate every piece of gear that goes in. What does it weigh, and how much of a pain in the bum is it to take it? Versus what are the opportunity costs if you don't take it? So, like the drumsticks, they don't weigh that much. But if there's a drummer that forgets a stick, then the gig's not happening if he doesn't have sticks. So to me, that's worth it. So anyway, this is what it looks like at the end. Dave's bag of doom. Wheels really nicely. Sometimes if I'm providing, well, most gigs I have to provide my own bass rig. So I'll just drop this on top, put a clunk, and I have a little dolly that collapses. I'll show you another time. And it all just goes boom, one shot right into the venue. But if I don't have to provide my rig, I'll just bring this and my bass bag, which straps right on my back, and I'm good. One load, I'm in. So I recommend getting a bag of doom, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it's good to have on hand everything you need for a gig to come off. You don't want to run home in the middle of a gig or middle of setup. Thanks.
There.